All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome into the Dropout Sports Show. I'm Cody Everts, that's Kevin, and that's Greg, and we are back for another episode on this beautiful Wednesday as we're recording, and I can't be more excited to get back and doing this on a consistent basis. First of all, shout out to Kev. He's killing it with the solo videos. Greg killed it with his Hall of Fame video. Everybody's doing great right now. So it's really awesome to see us thriving, keep getting subscribers and stuff like that. So I appreciate the support from everybody, and I know these guys do as well. And obviously, we're going to be talking some NFL, but how have you guys been?
I've been doing all right. I was a little nervous about the video thing. It was my first time, but, I felt good about it. I mean, it's the right call. All those guys are should make the Hall of Fame, but, everyone else is wrong. I'm obviously right.
Yeah.
Great video, man. It's been a great week so far. New channel, 140 subscribers at this point that we're recording, and we're hoping to grow more. And we love that you all are with us. So Thank you. And I say let's just get right into the video.
Absolutely. And obviously by the title, you guys know we are talking about our NFL wildcard takes, and there's a lot of wildcard games. And even when we started talking about this before we started this recording, I thought there wasn't as many games as there were. So they enlightened me that it's not 2015 anymore. But yeah, we're gonna get to talk about, first of all, we're talking about who are we scared of, or who's going to be this team that takes a chance and goes a long way when they didn't expect it. So the surprising team basically is what we're going for. And then what team's going to let us down? I would love to talk about my Bengals first, but go ahead, Kev.
If we're talking about the team that's going to surprise everyone the most, when I was looking through these matchups, I was seeing a lot of like really high seeds, really low seeds that were going to be obvious. Like Tampa Bay, I think, is going to handily beat the Eagles. The Chiefs are handily going to beat the Steelers. But then there was one matchup that I was surprised at how close it could be. No, it's not Cincinnati Raiders. I actually think that is 49ers Cowboys. And I think the 49ers have a really good chance of beating the Cowboys. And again, that might be shocking to hear, as we just saw the Cowboys decimate the Eagles 51-26. But when I'm looking at the 49ers, I see a team that just beat the Rams that are in their division and got the NFC West Championship. I see a team that's only giving up 21 points per game, has an amazing, almost fully healthy defense too. And I see a team that even when their offense isn't at their best, they can still win games. Kind of like that Super Bowl team from a couple years ago, I think. I think this is a team that's getting back to their roots, getting back to their winning roots. And let me just point this out real quick. With the Cowboys, so they went 6-0 in conference. When you take those wins out, they're actually 6-5 out of conference. That's kind of really weird to hear, especially from a Cowboys team that's been hyped up.
Those are two teams that I wanted to bring up as well. And they just so happen to play each other. And that's why it fits so well, I think. So the 49ers, I just want to touch on them again, is the reason I think they weren't as talked about throughout the season is because they were under the radar players, like a rookie Elijah Mitchell, who nobody knew about before the season. Deebo Samuel's been talented, but he's been injured. And now he's a top 5, in my opinion, a top 5 weapon in general in the NFL. He really is the key to that offense. I mean, as much as he does for them, he expands the offense so much more. So, and their defense has been playing out of their minds recently. So that's what's exciting. And that's really is my choice. But another team I did want to bring up that I think everybody is overlooking, and sadly, I hate to bring it up, the experience and the leadership from Ben Roethlisberger, and don't underestimate an underdog mentality from a veteran that's been to the Super Bowl, who's been in the playoffs a million times. When a team starts clicking, and all it takes is for them to click and get off to a fast start against Kansas City, because their defense isn't bad. It's really not bad, and it can perform really well. They have a bunch of talented guys on there. They have the Defensive Player of the Year on defense. I think that the Steelers are really going to have a close game with Kansas City, and it's not going to be this high-scoring thing. I think it's going to be in the 20s, like a 24-21 game. So I think that's a team that everybody should really look out for to surprise us as well. But a team I didn't say this yet, but a team to let us down, I truly think it's got to be the Dallas Cowboys. I can't see anything else being more disappointing than them falling there in that spot.
When talking with a couple of sports friends of mine, like when they bring up the Cowboys, they're bringing up Super Bowl standards. Like I've been hearing around the league, around at least the football people I know, that they expect the Cowboys to at least go to the NFC Championship. And I think that's just a little too much hype there, like Cody said.
But when you say the Steelers are your surprise team, is that just like beating the Chiefs, or you think they're going to make a little run? Not that you think they're going to, but you think they could.
I think they could, but it's not very likely. When I'm talking about a surprise, I think it's as big a surprise as there ever will be in the playoffs if they beat the Chiefs.
Okay, yeah, because the thing is, they've got the toughest playoff schedule. They're never going to have a home game no matter what they do because they're the lowest seed. They got to play the Chiefs, who everyone thinks probably is the best team on this side of the AFC, even though they're not the number one seed. But if they beat them, they got to go play the actual number one seed, the Titans. Even at that point, they could come out of that and have to play the Bills. They could have to play that. They're not going to have an easy road.
I look at the team and the other teams compared to the lower seeds that are in, the Eagles and stuff like that. I think about the Steelers. You think Mike Tomlin, you think Ben, who hasn't been good, but he's been there. They have talented players on offense. They have a very talented rookie running back, and TJ Watt, defensive player of the year. So that's what I really look at.
Here's what I look at when I see the Steelers. I see a team that barely made the playoffs. I see a team that did not look like a playoff team for most of their games. They won 7 games on game-winning drives. You're battle tested at that point. So, sure, you can make that argument, but you can also make the argument that they had close games against a lot of teams that aren't even in the playoffs right now. The Steelers are the worst team in the playoffs.
And I think they truly are talent-wise. But when it comes down and you look at the key players that are going to really matter when it comes to playoff time and coaching, I don't see how the Steelers are much below anybody else.
And so I know it's going to be like us against Greg, but when you think about it, Cody brought up some good names. I also want to bring up Najee Harris, who is a physical freak, I think, and Pat Freiermuth. Just bring him up while we're at it. He can be an end zone threat.
I mean, let's talk end zone threats. Let's talk Tyreek Hill. Let's talk Travis Kelce. Let's talk Patrick Mahomes. Let's talk Andy Reid. But okay, I'll talk about my surprise team. And honestly, maybe it won't be surprising to some people. And I know a lot of people are going to hate it. It's going to get a lot of groans and moans from the people watching this video. I think the New England Patriots are going to beat the Buffalo Bills again. I think they're going to beat them for a second time this year. And then I think the Patriots are going into Nashville and they're going to beat the Titans too. I think they're going to make a run. Belichick has experience in this, sure. And you got Mac Jones, who's a rookie. He's too stupid. He's too stupid and too young to know that he's supposed to lose. Not that Mac Jones is stupid, but he's just got that young guy mentality of I'm going to win. I'm in the NFL. Who cares at this point? He doesn't understand that he's not supposed to go in there and win right now as a rookie quarterback. He's been, first of all, a great rookie quarterback, but they've got pieces everywhere. Their offense isn't phenomenal, but their defense has been great this year. I just think they're an all-around very good team. Maybe they're not elite anywhere. Maybe they are on defense. Some spots they're defense. But they are at least very good everywhere.
And here's the thing that I don't like about that. It's because Mac Jones, he does exactly what he needs to do to win. But the playoffs are a different breed of what's about to happen. And I think they're going to be in his face. They're going to have a plan. Buffalo and Josh Allen are going to prosper and win this game and move on.
Sure, and that's why this is a surprise pick for me. That's why it's a surprise team for me. But at the same time, there's no one better to teach Mac Jones what it takes to win a playoff game than Bill Belichick. He's got 6 Super Bowls. And sure, those were all with probably the best quarterback of all time. But Bill Belichick has still been there, and so have a lot of Patriots. I think they've got what it takes. And maybe Mac Jones doesn't right now, but I think he's got enough. I think he's got just enough to lift him over the edge. They already beat the Bills once this year, and sure, that was that windy game where he only threw 3 passes, was it, that game? But the Bills have played a lot of off games. The Patriots have played a lot of hot games. They've beaten other good teams too. I think they have it.
I think the best way to put it is that the Buffalo Bills are the most fragile team in the playoffs. That's ranked pretty high. I think that they have a team that's prone to making games pretty close and could lose very easily. With that said, they've won, I think it's their last 4 games by an average of 15 points per game. They're getting to their stride right now. Sure, those wins might not have been against the best teams. Also, they beat the Patriots in that 4-game streak. But also, those are basically tune-ups to the playoffs. What I think it comes down to for the Patriots is, can their run game beat the Bills? Because that's what happened in the last game. They got their run game going, and the Bills couldn't stop it. Again, I've been hearing from all my Bills friends, the one true weakness of the Buffalo Bills is their run defense. And don't get me twisted, it kind of is. because their best players are their safeties. When you've got Damian Harris questionable for this game, their star running back, and I'm going to use star because he is, I think, a bona fide star. If he can't be there, I don't think the Patriots have a chance relying on Mac Jones and a second or third string running back. With that said, I think they have a chance, though. I'll give you that. Just to end it off on a cap, I'm going to give my loser team, or my disappointing team, I guess, and it's the Tennessee Titans. Hey, I'm a Titans fan. Fuck me, right? They might be getting on a winning streak now recently, but their offense is really fragile. I know they're going to get Henry back, but Henry hasn't been in the lineup recently, so he hasn't had that in-game experience, so I don't know what to expect from him. And the defense can be shoddy at best. The Titans secondary has had problems throughout the year. The D-line's been doing better, but our real stars are in our linebacking core, and I don't think you can win a championship off of linebackers. I put a tweet out a little while ago that the Titans might be one of the worst 1 seeds to ever win that position.
I would say so. And I would agree completely that they are probably top 3 worst 1 seed ever. So, especially in a talented AFC where it was up for grabs, but it is very surprising.
So here's what I'm going to go with. What I think the Buccaneers, they're going to beat the Eagles. Don't get me wrong there. They're going to beat the Eagles. But for the Buccaneers and their fans, it's Super Bowl or nothing at this point. They won last year. They're going for the same thing this year. I don't think they make it past the divisional round. And I'm not going to say who I got them losing to, because you're going to hear that from me in a second.
Hey, let's make it a second then. We're going to end this video off Super Bowl predictions. Greg, go first. What you got?
In my Super Bowl, I've got the Kansas City Chiefs making their return to the Super Bowl. And I think that's inevitable at this point for me. On the other side, you guys had the 49ers winning in the first round. I got the Dallas Cowboys in my Super Bowl. And you know what? I'm just going to say it. The Dallas Cowboys are going to win the Super Bowl this year. They're going to win the Super Bowl. The Dallas Cowboys, Dak Prescott, possible comeback player of the year. Probably not. Joe Burrow deserves that. But Dak Prescott, Zeke, a great defense, Mike Parsons, they're going to do it. They're going to come out of nowhere. They're going to get hot at the right time. And here's what's going to happen. They're going to beat the 49ers because they're better than the 49ers. They're going to get hot. They're going to beat the Buccaneers, who have a hurt receiving core, who are just a little off right now. And by that point, it's not going to matter anymore. They're just going to be so hot. They're just going to start rolling. They're going to beat the Packers. They're going to beat the Chiefs in the Super Bowl. Super Bowl champions.
Obviously, I did not like Greg's choice for the NFC. They're probably like my second to least favorite, only in front of the Eagles. But anyways, I'm going to go ahead and make my picks here. Coming out of the NFC first, I'm going to go with the Los Angeles Rams. And the reason I do that is because at the end of the day, I'm ready for Matthew Stafford to make it. Cooper Kupp's been the best receiver in the league. I don't care what you guys say. He's been, statistically, I should say, he's been the best receiver in the league this year. And the run game's really got going with Sony Michel recently. And I just think that they're too talented of a team not to make it. And Sean McVay's going to make it back this year. So that's how I feel about them. Ready for this? The Cincinnati Bengals make it out of the AFC. Bengals versus Rams. You have Zach Taylor versus his old team he coached for, and I'm ready for it, baby. It's going to be in the Super Bowl. That is exactly what I'm looking for. Bengals versus Rams. Let's get it.
No.
That's unreal.
You haven't won a playoff game in 31 years, and you just think the sophomore QB is going to come out here and take him to the Super Bowl.
Didn't the sophomore QB named Patrick Mahomes go to the Super Bowl with the Chiefs?
We're going to talk about Patrick Mahomes' season that year versus Joe Burrow's season this year. Joe Burrow had a great season. Don't get me wrong. He's not second-year Patrick Mahomes.
I can't wait to clip that when they make the Super Bowl.
All right.
Did you say he's winning it?
Cincinnati.
Oh, winning it. Okay. I thought you just had him going.
I do have the Bengals making it to the AFC Championship. I do have them beating, the Raiders, and then I actually have them beating the Titans. But I have the Bills also going there, and I have the Bills going to the championship. Buffalo, get rowdy. And then on the other way, in the NFC, I can't really predict that because there's a lot of good teams, honestly. I'm just going to go with the Green Bay Packers because they're the 1 seed. Matt LaFleur has taken that team to new heights. Aaron Rodgers is always going to be Aaron Rodgers. And in the championship, Green Bay versus Buffalo. 2 really, really good teams. Green Bay.
Fair. Second Super Bowl ring for Aaron Rodgers. I would like to see that.
I mean, there's our Super Bowl picks. I mean, obviously, we're going to know a lot more this Saturday, and we'll be able to tweet and stuff like that. So, might as well just go follow us on Twitter. Subscribe to our YouTube channel because we have a lot more videos coming out. Actually, this week, just going to plug myself real quick. I have a why not the Cincinnati Bengals type of video coming out and talking about their 32-year playoff drought that's about to begin and end. So be ready for that. It's going to be a really good video. Should be coming out later this week sometime. Go ahead and follow Greg, Kevin, and I on Twitter, and look out for some new videos. Thanks for the support. We've been growing a lot recently, so thank you so much. See you later. Just a bunch of dropouts.